Hey Coppell artists, this is Miss Jen here saying hello, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a Mondrian inspired artwork. Here are the supplies that I have. A paper, I have the three primary colors, which is red, yellow, and blue. I'm going to be using markers, but use what you have like crayons, colored pencils, and I also have a black Sharpie. This is a permanent marker, but you could use a black Crayola marker. You could use a black pen. Get creative and use what you have. Now this is optional, but this is a ruler and it helps me draw straight lines. If you would like to use a ruler, you may use that as your drawing tool. Just remember, rulers are not toys. They are to help us draw straight lines. So when we're using them, we want to be very careful. The first step is I'm going to use my black Sharpie, which is my marker, and I'm going to be drawing 4 vertical lines. Vertical lines go straight up and down. This way, which is the opposite way, this is called horizontal. So I'm going to draw vertical lines first. I can draw them anywhere on my paper. Remember, this is my artwork. I get to do what I would like to do in my artwork. So if you haven't used a ruler before, you're going to place it and use your opposite hand that you do not draw with. So Miss Chen draws with her right hand. I don't use my left hand, so I'm going to hold that ruler down with a lot of pressure, use those muscles, and making sure my Sharpie is touching the ruler, I'm going to draw a vertical line from the top to the bottom of my paper. Now there's one. Do you remember how many I want to try to draw? I'm going to try and draw 4 total, so that means I want to try and draw 3 more. Now, can you draw more vertical lines? Of course you can, but I'm just going to start with 4 for now. I would like to draw a vertical line on the right side of my paper, but this time I'm only going to draw it halfway. So I'm going to stop, all right? Let's see, I think I'm going to draw a vertical line in the middle of my paper. And let's draw one more all the way on this side. All right, so here are my 4 vertical lines. Now I'm going to turn my ruler the opposite way and it's going to go horizontal. So now here's the new word, fancy art word that I'm going to show you. What we're about to do is something called overlapping. Let's try and say that together. Overlapping. And what that means is they are on top of each other, all right? That means you can't always see all of the object underneath. So for example, I'm going to overlap these 2 markers. You don't see all of the red marker because the blue marker is on top of the red. For example, you saw Miss Chen overlapping her hands. My right hand is on top of my left hand, so you can't see all of my left fingers because my right hand is covering it. That's called overlapping. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to overlap my lines. I'm going to draw my horizontal lines right on top of my vertical lines, and that is all good. We like to overlap because it makes our artwork look a little bit more interesting. You can see when I overlapped, I have started to begin to create shapes, and that's kind of what we want to see, because if you remember, Mondrian's artwork used shapes as well. Let's overlap again with a horizontal line. This time my horizontal line is going to stop halfway. Ooh, we create some more shapes. Man, I really like overlapping. All right. Okay, did you see that? My markers are trying to roll away. Get back here, please. All right. Now, I don't like how there's an empty space, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw another vertical line. Mr. Red Marker and Yellow Marker, can you please stay in the video? Because we need you. Okay. All right. Let's put another horizontal line right here. I think this would be such a good spot. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Now I think I want to place, Miss Chen has already started to lose track of how many horizontal lines. I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done 5 horizontal lines, but that's okay. Remember, it's my artwork. I'm going to draw however many I would like to. Okay, that's going to be my last horizontal line. What I need to do now is I'm going to close my marker, and we are going to switch to using the primary colors. So when we're coloring, I'm not going to color every single space. I want to try and color at least half. So not all of them, but half. And I'm not going to color the whole entire thing in this video because I think you might be watching this video for a very long time. So I'm just going to color 3 shapes to show you. And when I color, here's a little trick. I like to turn the marker to an angle. That means like to its belly, all right? And when I turn it to its belly, you're gonna get a really thick line. Do you see that? But when I hold the marker up tall, that's gonna give me a really thin line. And because I have a lot of space to color, I don't wanna color like this. That's gonna take forever. I wanna color with the belly because that lets me color a little bit bigger. You see that difference? So I always like to say work smarter, not harder. So my second tip is use the belly and trace the shape on its edges. So I'm trying to make it look nice and neat, and there's a fancy art word for that. When we color in nicely and neatly, that's called craftsmanship. It's a long word. Can you say it with me? Craftsmanship. So now using the belly, I'm gonna just color up and down. I wanna show you what it looks like when we don't use craftsmanship. Oh, it just looks like we rushed. It does not look bad, but it means that we need to slow down and use craftsmanship. You can see I've chosen to color up and down, but you can also color in the opposite way as long as you're doing it the same direction. And look how nice and neat that looks. Wow, that is beautiful. Now I'm gonna move on to another shape, and oopsies, I colored outside of that black line. It is no big deal. We call that a little oopsies. I'm gonna hop on over here and I'm gonna do the same step that I did with my red shape that I colored. I'm gonna trace the edges first, use the belly, and fill it in neatly. All right, we've got one more primary color to use. Can you guess what that is? It is blue, which, fun fact, that's Miss Chen's favorite color. I'm trying to think of which one I wanna color. I think I want to color diagonally from the red shape. Be careful as you get close to the edge of the paper. Miss Chen does not have something underneath, but it's okay if I color on the table accidentally. But if you're coloring at home, you want to make sure you're coloring carefully. And I'm going to stop here. Miss Chen will include a picture of my finished colored artwork, and you will get to see half of those spaces colored in. But I'm going to stop here for now. Make sure you close those markers or whatever you're using and take good care of them. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. See you next time.